What's going on, people? It's your man the White Bee. Once again, big shout out to my doggy, half Irish Dan, for coming through and boosting up the coin. So we got the Carl Froch, El Schnakelton, bruh, versus the Porky's Corner. And this is the update. I'll give you a quick rundown. If you haven't seen my video, it's probably best to watch the video if you can get through 40 minutes of me waffling the place up. But listen, the rundown is for the masses who haven't heard yet. It's not even, listen, it's not nothing critical here, but it's banterous. It's titillation for the unwashed on a Friday evening. You finished your week and you want to see some EastEnders, some boxing YouTube EastEnders. Bosh, this is what it is, folks, okay? Porky was hanging at the back of Carl for 20 years, apparently. He tried to get him an MBE, or I think Carl is MBE. So he was doing that behind the scenes, doing a lot for Carl, interacting with Carl, going round for dinner with Carl, to Carl's gaff, mansion gaff and whatnot. And Carl comes out on the comment section, basically slagging off the Pork, saying, Porky's a tosser, more or less, give or take a few words. He's a tosser. He played his hand wrong with me. Anyway, the Pork comes out and said, listen, Carl, you're going to get back in line. You're going to get back in your box. Carl, I got the turkey tapes. I want to the Pork, man. Let me tell you now, man. I want to see the turkey tapes. I'm not interested in you interviewing Carl, to tell the truth. But I want to see the turkey tapes. That's what the masses want. We don't care about the moody Carl Froch interview when you ask him about how his tattoos are. Oh, Carl, how do you like having 3 kids or whatever? Oh, Carl, how's your relationship with you and Rachel? We're not interested, man. We want the turkey tapes, man. We want the tea. That's what the masses want. Yeah, we want the tea, the Pork. Give us the tea, man. You put it out there. We want the real deal. We're not interested in no corny industry interview, man. We've seen enough of them. And I don't want to lose. The Porkers give it the... I don't know. By the end of this video, I'm not sure what way it's going to go. But you'll have to decide yourself. And it's only going to be about a week, allegedly, until we find out. But I'm not going to be shocked if the Pork bottles it, if I'm honest. I'm not going to be shocked if it turns into a... a bit like when Carl's in front of any of these fighters or in front of Turkey. All the energy you have on the internet is different when you're actually in front of them / doing a thing with them, end of the day. And I can empathise with that myself, but that's the truth. Yeah, I'd rather not see the interview and have to be let down. Does that make sense? I'd rather just imagine the Pork's bosh, bang on it. And hence, bosh, bang on it would be, put the tapes out there, man. Although I don't want any harm to come a Carl, and Turkey don't play. Turkey play for keeps. That's what he do, man. Turkey play for keeps, man. He don't play like that. So maybe I don't want to hear the tapes, but for titillation's sake, I didn't say nothing about Turkey like that, right? And at the end of the day, that is two-faced. And I've heard this before. People have said EDL Froch. I don't know Carl from Adam, but really, you shouldn't be going around there, right? The muzzes. Well, why are you sucking Turkey off then? I don't have them beliefs. I couldn't give a fuck what you are, unless you're a J, unless you're a corny. Yeah? They're the only ones I'm interested in. But if you're going to sit there saying the muzzes are no good, you suck Turkey off, though, for the put on. So it's like, come on, man, that's the ultimate. If I don't like a type of people, yeah, we can't break bread like that. For sure. That's what we can't do. Anyway, this is the evidence I've collected over the last few days since this beef took place. I'm just not sure how this interview situ is going to go. Here's the first. I've got a few things, so bear with me here, but here's the first one. This came out a day after Carl said he'll go on Turkey. The Pork threatens to put the tapes out there, the Turkey tapes, of EDL Froch airing out the Turk. And Carl's like... Carl starts panicking. Carl starts thinking to himself, he doesn't want to become Carl Khashoggi. And he gets in line and says, I'll come on your channel, I'll do anything, Pork, just don't put the Turkey tapes out there. And that's where we're at. This is from that point, right? So Carl's already confessed, he's already on his knees begging for the Turkey tapes not to be released. And this is where we take off from, a day later or something.
What he thinks about fights and fighters.
Yeah, go on, kick off.
He does give his opinion, and it seems to be from his heart, but it's a little bit different when you're face to face with people, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, he wanted me to. I think he wanted me to go to Nottingham and do a face to face on his channel after he agreed to come on mine. I said, no, let's just do a Zoom on mine, and I'll do a Zoom on yours, and we'll see what the reaction is. There, got a problem going up there. Do you know what I mean? But
can you see me all right? Because I'm under
can't see you, mate. All I can see is.
So that's the first bit there. It turns out yesterday we were speculating. I thought, why would the Pork accept a moody interview on Zoom? And apparently, fair play to Carl. Carl did invite him round. Carl invited him round to do one on Carl's channel. So this shows you how X-rated them turkey takes must be. Because Carl is the same. It's a cat, man. This is bear pissing me off, man. Get out, you dirty skaghead. Skaghead cat. Where was I? But yeah, this shows you. Bear in mind, Carl had initially said when Porky was running around with Froch's mum, getting his MBE all patterned up, Carl was like, yeah, Pork, you can hop on my channel. Come on. And Porky's admitted that he's been texting Carl over the last 2 years saying, hey bro, when's the put on coming? When are you going to put me on? And Carl's been airing him off, and then he came out in the last few days and Carl said, that's what kicked this off. Carl said, oh yeah, he's not loyal and he slagged me off for sucking turkey off. But now Carl, when Pork and Carl were friends, and this shows you, most people in life are transactional, right? And when Carl thought, Porky's a bottom feeder, he can't do me no real favours. When Carl felt he had the premier position, even though they were supposed to be friends, the Pork got mugged off. Now Porky's saying, listen man, I got the turkey tapes. All of a sudden, Carl's doing the right thing. But it's not the right thing. The right thing would have been to put your friend on before. Why has Pork got to be out here talking about turkey tapes, right? Why has he got to do that for? So this tells you the turkey tapes are X-rated. That's what that tells you, man. Carl didn't even want to put this dude on a channel when they was friends, but now all of a sudden, the turkey tapes, Carl's like, get on here, bro, I'll fly you out to Nottingham. Bosh, let's do a link up. That's diabolical, man. Oh, who needs enemies when you got friends like the Froch? That's wild.
The black square piece with your name Rich. I can't see your face around.
All right. Trying to sort that out.
Right, here's the other part.
And you can't do that now because YouTube are just jumping all over you for stuff like that. If people complain because they're insinuating all sorts, don't they? But look, it is what it is. Okay, moving on then from the Cobra. He's coming on next week. His words, not mine. People have seen his comments on his channel. He said, yeah, I'm going to fix it. He's going on my channel and all that. Brilliant. He took that other comment down, but somebody sent me it, didn't they? A screenshot. Now, he's saying, I knew that'd get you going, that digging you out about loyalty. And I'm like, yeah, all right, Carl. Well, if that's your sense of humour, I bit, didn't I? Basically. So I don't know if that's his way of softening me up. I don't know, but he's coming on channel and I've done my best to get him.
So Carl's basically flipped it round and Carl's running a psyop on the Pork. Once Carl heard about the turkey tapes being leaked, Carl's like, oh, I got you, Pork. Oh, you saw that comment, did you? I knew that'd get you riled up, implying that it was all Carl knew what he was doing and it was all a joke. These turkey tapes are crazy. These turkey tapes are crazy, man. I need the EDL Froch turkey tapes, man. That's what I need to hear right now. I was only messing, brother. Do you know what I mean? He's one of them. It's only playing with you. Got you. Let's be friends. Come round for dinner again. Bosh.
Him on. So if you don't come on, what can I do? You know, Gemma says, look,
I'll tell you what you can do. If he don't come on, after saying, if he said he has, yeah. I'm absolutely sure he will, because anybody can change their mind, but he said he has now. So if you've got some sort of message or a phone call from him and he's given his word that he'll come on, I fully expect him to come on. And if he don't come on after that, he deserves and people need to give him a stick for it.
Yeah, you'll get a stick, and I'm not.
I think if you don't come on, you know what to do, man. It's the turkey tapes. No, is that illegal? Can you do that? Isn't that what's they call that? Blackmail? I don't know, man. End of the day, man. It's freedom of the press, bro. You ain't got freedom of the press. Yeah, in the public interest. These tapes are in the public interest for the masses. End of the day. And I'm a lawyer, professionally speaking, so I'll put Turkey on with some moody defense. You'd definitely be getting convicted for sure.
Not sure if he likes it. Carl can be quite sensitive, but to say he's probably the best fighter we've had since Lennox Lewis in this country. Right?
Okay, so this is where I'm putting this in there, yeah, because this is where it gets a bit glazy for me, and this is what worries me about the interview in question. Out of nowhere, they're just saying about, well, if he don't come on, and Pork's like, yeah, but he's the best since Lennox. He's better than Lennox Lewis or something like this. This is what it was like for 10 years. The Pork was glazing Froch off, and in a way, it's sad. Like clearly, the Pork looked up to Carl. And this shows you, when you look up to someone, like Pork don't owe Carl nothing. And he was allegedly, I believe him, but he was running around getting his MBE sorted out and whatnot, writing letters and stuff. And clearly, the Pork reveres Carl, all you had to do is get him on your channel, bro. It's just like, it's sad, isn't it? Someone can do things for you, and you're in a privileged position, and the Cobra was just looking at him and pissing on him, basically. And for me, at that point, yeah, there's no interview about it, man. There's no interview. There's just turkey tapes. That's a violation right there. That's a violation. That's how I feel. But this guy, the Pork, can't help himself. Oh, he was best. He was better than Lennox Lewis. Listen again.
He deserves, he deserves, and people need to give him stick for it.
Yeah, you'll get a stick, and I'm not sure if he likes it. Carl can be quite sensitive, but to say he's probably the best fighter we've had since Lennox Lewis in this country, right? Since Lennox Lewis and Calzaghe went, he's been the man, and he carried the flag, didn't he? Right? We have to give him credit
for a long time. You've heard me say this before, yeah.
Yeah, we have to give him credit, don't we, Richard?
Why do we have to give him credit? Credit for what? Okay, you had a boxing career, but I'd argue a lot of these individuals, I don't know about Carl, but a lot of these individuals pretend to be religious. So in a religious sense, that boxing thing ain't getting you nowhere. This kind of behaviour, I believe, I don't know God, but if I was a God, yeah, it wouldn't be, oh, you was great at boxing, but you muggled off the unwashed, right? I'm pretty sure the Bible talks about actually helping the unwashed, not muggling them off and saying, ah, he blew it, yeah, get on my level. You know, if you just played your cards right, the Pork, you could have been eating with me. That kind of thing. Now, there's no way God likes that one there, I'm afraid. He also don't like the whole two-facedness on the internet. Bosh, and then you pull up in person and you're cucked. I get it, it's awkward sticking it on someone in person. I wouldn't stick it on Turkey, no way. Right? I'm not fixing to be the YB Khashoggi. That's what I'm not fixing to do. At the same time, I mean, can we critique Carl for it? Would I fly out if I got put on by Turkey? Would I juck and jive? I'm broke though. That's the thing. I think the key definition is here. I might fly out, and the thing is, I'll make a joke of it. I'll say, "Listen, man, I'm jucking and jiving right now." I'll just tell you straight up. I wouldn't pretend like I'm still hard. I'll say, "Hey, man, Turkey popped me for the check. What can I say to you, man, about it? Yeah, I'm tired of being broke. I've been tired of being broke. Okay, been tired. Too many years. 32 years of destitution. I had enough. Take it. I'll just tell you straight up. I wouldn't do no capping. I wouldn't come on here and pretend I'm out. I'll say, listen, man, truth is, I got popped for the put on. Yeah? And it wouldn't be, to be fair, it wouldn't be no surprise to you, man. Yeah? It wouldn't be no surprise to you, man. The YB been struggling out here. You see the setup. You see the Moody Mike balancing on the draw. Yeah? You know what time it was. You best believe it. Froch, he don't have that excuse, though. He don't have that excuse. And listen, okay, with Turkey, it's different. Turkey is dangerous. Turkey's a dangerous individual. Seriously. I can excuse the Turkey one. But Conor Hen, Whittaker, Amir El Skype Wanker, El Wanky. You can't excuse them. Forget about, okay, I cleared Carl of the Turkey charges. But again, even then, like I said, if you're giving it the big one, if you're giving it the EDL bars on WhatsApp about Turkey, then really, man, you shouldn't be going out there. You should say, listen, man, I'm not doing no business with no Taled. That's what you should say, and that would be respectable. You'd say, listen, man, I don't necessarily have the same beliefs as the Cobra, but he based. And that would have been a play for him. He could have said, listen, man, I got the offer to get flown out by Turkey, but I said, that Taled, right? And then all of his man would have been like, "Arr!" Right? Hopping on, but he didn't. He cut the masses. He said one thing and did another. All bootlicking at that. It's not even like he went out there and stuck it on Turkey. He went out there bootlicking like everyone else does, despite allegedly having them type of beliefs. So,
yeah, boxing career, you can't get much better than what he's done, and he owes everything to it, and he's done very well out of it, and so he should do. So
I've just been talking to a kid from Ponte who he's actually in Pontefract now. He just had his debut, but he lives out in Los Angeles. He's some actor or something whatever, called Yaz. And we've spoken, and I said basically that it looks like Carl might not be getting on DAZN now, and there's going to be no from Eddie now because he's had a little pop at Joshua, but he's only said what the man in the street is saying, so he has to be given credit for that. And Eddie's took it total wrong way, hasn't he?
So he's like even sucking Carl off. Oh yeah, you know, Carl's not getting no DAZN work now, but you know he's only saying what the man on the street's thinking. Yeah, you've been the pork. You've been saying that about Carl. You've been bigging Carl up. He mugged you off. End of the day, you don't need to repeat bars that you've been saying for 10 years. You should be past that now. It's turkey tape time. That's what it is. Oh, we have to give him credit. Really? Give him credit for bashing AJ when you yourself said a few days ago he's only bashing AJ because he's mad about Eddie not giving him a drink for AJ's career. So you know it's Fugazi. Right, you best believe, this is Carl, I believe. This is Carl. For me, there's no credit about bashing AJ. Why? If Eggy had to put him, yeah, on the AJ drink train, i.e., oh, Carl, thanks for putting me on with AJ. I'm going to give you 1% of AJ's career. I.e., every fight you get 1%. I'm cutting you in with 1%. A management or advisor fee or whatever for the put on. And Carl was still getting them dividends. 1% per fight, Carl will be saying nothing. Carl will be sitting there talking about how AJ's the second coming of Muhammad Ahmad. Bruce Bunsen Burner. That's what he'd be saying he was. For sure. No doubt about it. He would not be critical. He's critical because he's not on the bandwagon. So you can't even say that. I'm thinking if it was me, let's say I was on the AJ bandwagon, but I'd just tell you straight. I'd say, listen, I'm getting paid, people. They bought my beliefs. I'll just tell you straight up right now. They bought my beliefs. End of the day. Don't trust anything I say. I'm getting paid from Johnston. I'll just tell you straight up. That's the truth. You can't come on here and lie and pretend and LARP and shill. A shill is someone who don't have, like Simon Jordan when he sucks off Ben Shalom. That's shilling. If Simon Jordan came out and said, listen, man, Ben Shalom pays my bills at the end of the day. So I stay on 100%. I stay on the glaze, man. I stay on the glaze. That's what I stay doing. You can't really argue with that because everyone knows then what time it is. It's when you pretend like you're impartial media and really you're a plant. Yeah.
Well, look, listen. Everybody's an hypocrite, aren't they? And we're all guilty of it. Eddie has his opinion on loads of different stuff. Look at all the things that he said about Rick Top and all the things he said about Queensbury 3 or 4 years ago, you know, saying that they weren't in his league.
Yeah.
Which at the time, financially, if you looked at the company's house financial records at the time, they weren't in his league.
Yeah.
Tyson came along, helped them.
All right, so that's that part done. There's a bit of the glazing train from the port coming back, which worries me. Now he does save it in his next clip, the last clip we've got. To be fair, but he's still trying to give Carl credit. Credit for what? He's mugged you off. Like, well, there's no credit for me at that point. Yeah, he's not even coming on. He's not coming on out of the goodness of his heart. I wouldn't even want him to come on. If I had look, let's think about it in music. Yeah, I'm an upcoming rapper. I'm best friends / I've been doing things for Drake for the last 10, 20 years, which is what the pork alleges for Carl Froch. I'm an upcoming rapper. Drake knows I'm a rapper, right? Carl Froch is like Drake in this boxing game. In fact, I can't think of no one with a bigger channel in the boxing game. Bottom line. Pork is the washed up rapper like the YB. That's the equivalent. Yeah? Carl Froch knows you're in the same game as him. Drake knows I'm rapping. Yeah? Drake said to me, hey YB, I'll put you on a track, bro. I'm hitting him up for 2 years. And the only time he says, yeah, I'll jump on, is after I've said, hey Drake, I got them clips of you with that 14-year-old thing. Allegedly, bars, right? And Drake's like, oh yeah, I'm coming on. I don't even want you on my track, you dirty skaghead nonce. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that about Carl, but you get the point. I don't even want you on my channel now, because I've had to press you for it. Yeah? I've had to press you with the turkey tapes, right? That's what I've had to do. So it's icky now. It's like, it's just not, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a weird one right now. Now listen, if Pork gets on there and presses him, fair play. But if he don't, if it turns into, oh God, I've never seen someone, you're the best thing since the Lennox Ahmad Ali, which is a chance, I don't know, but it's a chance it turns into the Pork versus Carl Froch Glaze Fest. That's the truth, from what I've heard so far. Anyway, some more bars for you, man.
That's the bottom line. And look what happened. He done Booty, he done Yusuf Mack, who were IBF number 5. I mean, he was no cream puff. Who other guy? He did Kessler. And then he did Groves twice after that. So the guy's CV is up there with Lennox Lewis's, mate. And it lasts probably since Lennox Lewis. I don't think anybody's had more than anybody's had CVs like, oh, what's he got? 11 wins over world champions. There's nobody even comes anywhere near that. Tyson Fury's got what? 4. Joshua's got 6. Put together, they're not even as good as the Cobra's CV. So let's look. We can't question his CV, but let's see what happens when he comes on here. But
that's it. We can't question his courage. His courage is phenomenal. We're just asking. Yeah. We're just saying, Carl, we're fans. What about your character? Because from outside looking in,
yeah, for me, I don't believe in that. We're fans, but what about your character? No, I'm much more inspired. Don't get me wrong. I'll jump on a bandwagon. You can be a proper idiot, yeah, and I'll jump on a bandwagon for the sport's sake. But to be a fan of someone, I mean, it'd be hard for me to say that. Full stop. I like titillation. I wouldn't call myself a fan. Yeah, a lot of these man, if I'm honest, I've told you this before, a lot of these man, if Carl Froch came and said, or some celebrity said, oh, suck this for a bit, they would suck it, honestly, especially the football man. The football man are the worst, but boxing, it happens in boxing too. I bet there was half of the man in the crowd at the AJ fights would have sucked him off if they'd have asked. Bottom line. AJ at his peak, not when he fell off, but when he was a top man dingable, half of the man in that crowd, if AJ had said, yeah, hold this between your butt cheeks for a second, they'd have been doing it. That's the God's honest truth here. Yeah? But for me to say I'm a fan of someone, you got to see that character, man. I'm not even sure you can display that in sport, to be honest. I'm looking for the revolutionary, right? That's what I'm looking for. So I'm not even sure you can find that in sport, but something like that will do. Something on them realms. These current man, with their watches on and their chains on, it's like flossing, and even if they're not flossing, the egos are just crazy. Like, you see it here. Oh, I'm a fan of you. Really? You're a fan of someone that you've done things for years, and he can't even throw you a bone until you threaten turkey tapes. No, that's dead. I'd never be his fan. That's how I feel. Could never say it. I could never glaze the dude on that basis.
I'm going to say that guy's got generational wealth. He's a smart guy. We've heard the stories about the onion ring, so he's obviously...
That's a load of shit, that never happened. What? I don't know where that's come from. Is that come from Ty and Booth or whatever?
Is it come from Ty and Booth, that?
It didn't happen. Okay. It's a load of rubbish. So
but he's not a stupid guy, is he? He's not a stupid guy. He's got his properties. He's got his investment.
And quickly, that story about the onion ring. Apparently, Carl Froch went out for dinner with some of his friends. And what was it? And he only ordered onion rings. Everyone else ordered whatever they were ordering. Couldn't have been that much of a bougie place to order an onion ring, so it's kind of like a KFC type thing or whatever. And Carl said, oh, I don't want to split the bill. Let's just... And I get it. Logically, yeah, I get it. Like, if I've spent £5 and everyone else has spent 20, right? But it depends, though. If I'm bossed up, yeah? If I'm bossed up, worth 10 mil plus, right? And I'm going out with the masses, some old-time friends who are washed up, essentially, right? And the bill's £100, I probably... If we went out every week, what would that be? Maybe if it's every week, it'd get a bit long in the tooth. But you don't know the circumstances here. Is Carl Froch always out for dinner with these man? But we don't know. But if he wasn't, I mean, how much can you spend at a kebab shop between 5 man, for example? And it's no more than, well, these days, probably 5. You're probably looking at you're probably looking at a couple of grand. But back in the day, when this would have been going on 10 years ago, you ain't spending more than £100. So the argument is, Carl should have just... not even say Carl pay it all, but just Carl, just put your £20 in, man. I don't put it past Carl, from what I've heard. I don't put it past Carl to not want to split it, but again, you can see both sides of that one. I'm not necessarily holding him to that.
And you can see he's dialed in. He don't need the money. He don't what, and he'll say that he wants the access, like you said, and he'll probably say, if he does answer that question, if he owns it, he'll just say it was business. And you know what? They told me I wasn't allowed to do it. I wanted the access. I wanted the viewers on my channel. I was thinking big picture, and I thought I'll lose this battle to win the war. That's what he should say if he owns it.
No, that isn't the pork, to be fair, but this dude on here they've brought on there. Oh yeah, Carl can just own it by saying I was doing the big. No, that sounds like what the Jays say. Yeah. Oh, it was a big picture. Oh, they've got bombs under hospital. That's how it's coming across to me, a bit like that to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. They got WMDs. It's one of them. Oh, but I didn't sell out. I was looking at the big. Well, obviously, everything's looking at the big picture. At the end of the day, right? I could get involved in child transportation. the bad one. I can't say the proper word, right? And say, well, I was looking at the big picture, because you can always justify something with a big picture. Jucking and jive. But the big picture is good for you. It's not really a big picture. It's self, there's a word for it. It's self boosting up, right? I will sell you to help myself. That's what it's like. And again, Carl wasn't one of these industry plants. He alleged he wasn't. If he was, no one's expecting nothing different. But he had as far as the top guys go, he had the most smoky bars, and he just lost it all. It turned into... I stopped watching. I didn't even watch the Amir Khan one, honestly. It took me ages to even watch the Whittaker one. I think there was... One of them came out first. I watched that one, and after that, I thought, I can't bothered. It was only because people said, YB, watch this. It's glazedtv.com. That's the only reason. There's nothing... I could watch any Amir Khan interview or any other interview, and it's all the same rubbish. Or Whittaker interview. It's all the same.
Right, let me just read a couple out so far. Carl, why didn't you ask him the one about Conor Benn? How did Cloverfield get in his system? Number 2.
Okay, so this right here is where... This is the saving grace that the pork might not have fell off. He might not be on theglazedtv.com. Here we go.
You should say, if he owns it.
Right, let me just read a couple out so far. Carl, why...
And these are questions he's got for Carl, allegedly.
Why didn't you ask him the one about Conor Benn? How did Cloverfield get in his system? Number 2. Why didn't you ask Ben Whittaker if he quit, yes or no? Number 3, why didn't you pull Turkey Al Sheikh about the national anthem being played at Wembley? Number 4, why did you interview Amir Khan? We thought there were intense beef there. Number 5, why would you have Eddie Hills on your channel? Why would you want him on your channel when obviously he didn't want to go on his channel? Number 6, why do you keep roasting Anthony Joshua? It's going to be that sort of line all the way up to 20, and you'll have to answer them. That's what it's going to be. Otherwise, it's a total waste of time you having him on, isn't it? So let's hope that he don't move the goalpost. He's not on yet. And Carl is very sensitive, and he can take his bat and ball on at any time. But I don't think he'll bottle it. I think he'll come on. Trust me, I think he'll come on because when I usually ask somebody to come on this channel, famous people, they usually go no. But this time, I think it might just be a little bit different. I think he has to come.
He knows about the turkey tapes, man. Them turkey tapes are X-rated, man. They are Khashoggi-licious from what I'm hearing here. You best believe it.
Famous people, they usually go no, but this time I think it might just be a little bit different. I think he has to come on.
He has to
for his respect.
He's
got to come on for his respect because the fans want him on here now.
No, it's nothing to do with respect. Porky, the Froch couldn't care about respect. If he cared about respect, he'd have respected his friend and just put you on. He could have put you on once a month or once a quarter. He could have been doing that for the last couple of years. That's what respect would do. This is pressure. This is... That's what that is. He's panicked. And rightfully so. From what I believe on the turkey tapes, he should be panicking too. If he's fixing to go back out there. Because the turkey ain't playing, man. Although I think Carl Froch would be too... He'd be too out there for them to do a madness on him. For them to give him a 20-piece to hold. Like they do some of the foreigners out there. Or some of the dissenters out there. I think his name... And again, they did... Well, that was different. I guess Khashoggi's different. He was more politically based. But they're not going to clip Carl. They might put something in his drink, though. And he wind up missing. That's what they might do. But I doubt it anyway.
Right. And all these who follow me have been fantastic. Yeah, they've given him a bit of stick in that. But it's water off a duck's back to him. He's so thick-skinned. It's unbelievable. But I think he'll come on. I don't think he'll bottle it. If he bottles it... or he don't come on, or he moves goalposts, I'm just going to give it up as a bad job because I tried my best, Anna. And if you can't get somebody who's been your pal for a long, long time on, but yet he can go on other channels, there's a fucking problem, isn't there? Right? That's what I look at it. It's a problem. And my girlfriend's like, if he don't come on, you got to let it go to some. And I will. I'll let it go. Do you know what I mean?
It's a weird one because you mentioned as well that you've been down to his house, you broke bread with him, you've been around his family. So, you champion him for MBE.
Lovely
I think
family.
sometimes don't cut your nose off to spite your own face and see what happens. But he's got to come on, or you've got to come on his channel. You've got to have it out.
He's backed into a corner now. He's got to come on.
Yeah, he's got to, and just own it, Carl. Own it. You know what I mean? We're not stupid. Just fill in the blanks.
Sometimes
you've got to do it because we're all fans. You've got his respect. There's no doubt about that. And he does not need to bow before anybody. No. He's an hard bastard too.
Yeah, that is the bottom line. But it is different when you're there. But just don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult situation, man, and I don't know what to say, man. But let's see how this interview plays out. I'm not sure Carl's going to jump on there. I'm really not sure. But anyway, I'm not sure. I think Carl might be better. If I was Carl right now, I think the better thing for Carl to do right now is this is the play for Carl. A sneaky play, a J play, but a play nonetheless. The play for Carl is, hey Porky, Is 5 large? Is 10 large? Make this go away. Yeah, J style. Learn from the best. Yeah, that's what you do. Because the 10 bags to Porky, he will probably zip it and not put the tapes out there, right? 10 bags to you is nothing. I guess, is it worth 10 grand? Carl could just come on there and fluff all the questions. He ain't lost nothing, has he? Right? So I guess it depends what way you want to. Do you want to look bad though? Does Carl want to look bad bottling an interview? Right? The only way Carl can get through this without the turkey tapes getting out potentially is pay Porky off. That's the truth right now. And turn Porky into your shill. And for the work he's done for you, 5 or 10 grand, you might still be quids in, if that makes sense, to make these tapes go away. That's what the elites do, man. You have to pay to play in this game. When you got the moody tapes out there, man, you got to pay to get them swiped from the internet. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let's see how this plays out. I think Pork probably will stick it on him if he turns up. I don't think he'll turn up, and if he doesn't turn up, the Pork needs to put this out there to the masses. Since he brought it to our attention, put it out there. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about it. Some people stop it. Yep, boss.